What's up everybody? My name is Lanz MacDonald. Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see by the title today, I want to talk about how to not care and more importantly, how to practice selective energy. I've put together 7 tips on things that have helped me channel my energy towards things that I can actually control in my life, and so I don't feel so easily swayed by my exterior world. But before we get into the steps, make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you give this video a like and comment down below. It really helps me out. And also make sure to follow me on my Instagram, which is @Lanz MacDonald. Also, before I get into the tips, I want to say that if you have not read the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, right here, get on that. Mark Manson touches exactly on what we're talking about today, and it actually inspired this video for me. He is so eloquent in his writing. He is able to simplify really complicated concepts around nihilism and existentialism and choosing what to care about in a society that makes you want to care about everything. Okay, let's get into this. So let's start out with the biggest point here, which is it's not about not caring. It's about caring intensely about a few things in your life that actually have impact on you and you have impact on it. The biggest thing when it comes to trying to change our approach to life, trying to change our internal philosophies, is that you can't just remove a behavior. You have to replace it with something else. So the most important thing with this first step in terms of choosing to channel your energy towards things that you should actually care about, it's required that you have a set of values that are true to you. Sit down and think about the values and the morals that you are not willing to compromise in your life. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to consciously and intelligently choose the relationships that you choose to be in, the friends that you choose to keep within your environment, the family members that you hang around. It's all going to have an influence on reinforcing that life philosophy that you have chosen for yourself. The second step that's really going to help you practice selective energy is being honest with yourself about the things that you buy or do just to impress others. The biggest example I can give is your social media. Look at your Instagram page right now and ask yourself what it says about you. And as we know with social media, we only choose to post our highlight reels. So I'm not saying in order to reject this ideal, you need to start taking pictures of your diary entries and posting it on your story. I'm just saying that you need to ask yourself if your page is authentic to you. Does it actually represent you as a person? Are you trying to flex a certain lifestyle or body image or relationship or friendships just in order to get validation from the outside world? So on to number 3 in terms of practicing selective energy. In any point where you are faced with a decision to make, you need to ask, how does this serve you? This is where people get caught up because as human beings, we're taught to do things selflessly. It doesn't mean don't go out of your way to help others, but at the root core of everything in your life, any decision you make needs to serve you in some way. And on top of the decisions that you're making, this is directly related to your family, your friends, and your relationships. In friendships, for example, I often get complaints from certain friends of mine that they feel like they are always going out of their way for people. They're always giving them great advice that that friend never takes. And on the reverse, when they need to go to them for issues, they're never there. Or say in relationships, you constantly feel like you're the person that's pushing for better communication, or things are getting extremely toxic, you're fighting more than you're laughing. You need to ask yourself, how is this relationship serving me? How is this adding to my life? How is this making me feel like my contribution is being validated and appreciated? As human beings, we often lose track of the bigger picture on what exactly we're doing these things for. These moments create a domino effect and a butterfly effect where it ends up impacting the rest of our lives. It impacts the energy that we can then put forth towards other things. Say I'm up till 5 a.m. on the phone with my boyfriend, having a fight that we've had for the 70th time. And I try to justify that,
well, it's not a big deal, this time it's different.
Well, guess what? Now I'm missing class the next day because I stayed up till 5 a.m. I was going to get up early to go to the gym. I was going to meet friends for coffee at noon, but I slept in till 1. Now you can see how those things that we're choosing to put our energy towards that are just energy suckers has now impacted the rest of our lives. You need to ask, how does this serve me? Step number 4 has been so influential to me in terms of changing my mindset and channeling my energy towards the things that actually matter. Step number 4 is stop justifying yourself. Personally, for me, I always felt like I could never say no to people. And if I did say no to people, I had to have like a laundry list of reasons why I couldn't help them out or I couldn't come pick them up, instead of just being like, no. How many times have you felt that you have needed to justify yourself to people that wouldn't even do the same thing for you anyway? I'm not saying never do favors for people or help people out, but I know for a fact each and every one of you has gone overboard to help others, and you've ended up wasting your own time and energy and sacrificed things that could have helped you move forward, but instead you were too focused on helping other people. The 5th tip I have for learning how to not care is expect nothing from others. If you start to expect things from people, you will perpetually be disappointed. What you're doing is you are allowing your energy and your life to be determined by the actions of others. And I don't mean for this to sound pessimistic. I understand the natural human condition is to feel like we have the pack mentality, that we can rely on others, but you need to be able to separate yourself from the expectations that you're holding to people and what the reality is. We assume an unspoken courtesy that if we do nice things for others, they're going to do nice things for us. What you're doing is you're assuming that the person that you're counting on has the same concept of reverence. They're at the same point in their life where they can feel like they can go out of their way to do things for others. We can never assume that someone is the same as us and would do the same things for us. And by not having any preliminary expectations, you leave the opportunities open to be impressed by the people in your life. Number 6, you came into this world alone and you are leaving alone. Everyone else is just merely an accessory to the bigger picture that you control. It allows you to not feel so hung up on whether or not people leave your life. As I said in my previous video about not chasing people, we do not beg people to stay in our lives. If someone is threatening to leave, we let them, because we understand that at the end of the day, we are the person that we can count on to be consistent in our existence. This is going to save you from so many toxic relationships where you have that boyfriend or girlfriend that's constantly threatening to break up with you if you don't do X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, you just need to say, okay, well, if you don't recognize my value, or if you're threatening to leave my life, why would I care? You've shown that you don't care about me. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and it is not up to you to beg somebody to stay and to care about you. And lastly, number 7 is just to humble us a bit and apply perspective. Recognize that your life could always be worse. Oftentimes, we need to check ourselves to actually be grateful for the problems that we consider to be problems, because there is always somebody in this life that has it worse than you. I absolutely love the saying that says, if we all put our problems into a pile and we saw what everyone else's was, we would take ours back. Self-pity is easily one of the most addictive non-pharmaceutical drugs, because what it allows the victim to do is separate themselves from reality and relieve them of any responsibility of taking control over their own lives. Don't put your energy towards pitying yourself, because all you're doing is rewiring your brain to believe that you are operating from a place of lack. Okay, that's it for this week's video, guys. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff really helps me out, and make sure to follow me on my Instagram, which is @Lanz MacDonald. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next week. Bye.